Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the CKC channel. I'm your host, Master Calvin Klaassen, and welcome to Four Queens Tournament Paradigm Chess 30. And yes, we are going to have quite a nice weekend. And okay, I need to start somewhere, so I'll start with the person right next to me. I'd like to welcome my co-commentator first match, first two matches, Lance and Vogel. Welcome, Lance. Okay, we've lost Lance there for a second. And it seems like I don't know, is Robyn still over there?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
still
Robyn is
here.
still over there, and Robyn and Lance has just switched sides here. So I'm gonna
No,
adjust
no,
that.
I don't know. I think the internet connection, something just happened there
No,
now.
no worries, Lance. No worries, Lance. We've just made a swap. So Robyn is sitting next to me for the moment, but welcome, Lance. You are the guest. Um, and of course, yeah. Then I would like to welcome the two players. Um, the two daughters, two or three daughters of one of the co-founders of this, two co-founders, Lorenzo van Niekerk and so welcome, Lauren. Welcome, Robyn. Lauren Willenberg and Robyn van Niekerk. Welcome, guys.
Hello, Calvin. Hello,
Hi,
Lance.
good evening.
Feels like
Hi,
a
guys.
tongue twister over there for introduction. So yeah, guys, I need to quickly adjust the screens, or maybe I can do that while you guys start. But just to tell everyone over here that yeah, this is a round robin format, actually a double round robin. So everybody will play each other twice with white and black. And yeah, if you look at the lineup here as well, we've got the table here at the bottom. Oh me, the February. Yeah, got Willenberg and Robyn van Niekerk. So that's our four queens for the event. What do it, and they will be using the dragon bishops by the best. So yeah, it will be one match for now. And I'm going to generate a random position just to tell you guys. Okay, myself and Lance, we will explain to you, you who don't know about how the pieces, the dragon bishop moves. But we will just remind you guys about that. We've had previous. Um, yeah, maybe we'll have a chat afterwards. So, players, are you ready for action?
Yes.
I'm
We
ready.
just generate a new position. By the way, it's piece paradigm chess 30 because there's 30 possible positions. It's just like Fisher random. The pieces can get jumbled up at the back. Generate a new position quickly. And I don't know. Are you guys happy with that? Maybe I should have said I must press it 3 times or something just to make it really random instead of the next one. But yeah, because this position is so close to the one that you guys just saw. But if you guys are happy, I'm happy. Also, you happy?
I'm happy. I think we can definitely start with this position.
Okay. So now what I would like to do is just oh yeah, and by the way, thanks to DDG for sponsoring the event as well, for making it happen. So yes, I think that's all for now. We are a bit late, so we need to get going. So good luck to the players. You may mute yourself on Zoom and your computer just to make sure you don't hear the commentators. Then Lauren, you've got the white pieces. Robyn has got the black pieces. You can start whenever you are ready. The time control is 15 minutes with a 15-second increment. And in the meantime, I will try to adjust.
I'll try my best to stay put.
Yes, good luck to the players. I start whenever you are ready. So I'm just fixing this right now. And we have liftoff. Hans, what do we see over there? We see pawn to d4. Of course, the pieces are very mixed up. So,
Yes.
principles. What's happening
I
here?
mean,
Are we going to see something
I
similar to
always
normal
find,
chess?
yes, similar to normal chess, but I always wanted to know, like strategy-wise, what do you do in things like that where your pieces are not where it's supposed to be? In normal play, what would the strategy be? Do you still control the center, play from the side?
I played in an official event before. I must say that
Yeah.
a lot of the principles remain the same. So, yeah.
So,
Don't,
so
I think
yes,
maybe you need to also just be mindful of trying to get your queen into the game. Sometimes your queen can be stuck. Yeah, I see queen is on b1 for this. Hans, you can just go guide us here for a moment. I just want to make sure everything is perfect here.
okay. Okay, so looks like White's just doing normal developing here, trying to keep it solid, knights out. But I'm thinking here White will probably be looking at getting the queens out, as the queen is a bit undeveloped here, not having scope. Black's queen is already in the game, more or less, having an open diagonal. So I think White should also try to do that, at least try to get that queen active.
Yeah. So, but on the other hand, by no means would I suggest that you just get your queen out early. But sometimes, I think in Fisher Random, it also happens. Queen can get be out of the game for a long time. So it's necessary have a plan at least for later.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to be active. I mean, a piece activity. By getting your queen out, of course, you can. I don't know if it's possible to somehow connect your rooks quickly in this type of game. I mean, the knight is quite valuable, I think, in this format, like the normal knights.
Oh yeah, the
What do
knights
you think?
the knights can be quite menacing actually, and yeah, we have spoken about this on previous shows. For instance, we've had Henry and we've had Daniel Barish also on the show, and what I can say is that the dynamics change because there's a lot of exchange sacrifices that can happen, Lance. So
Yeah.
if the knight finds a very good outpost, it's going to be difficult to remove him if you don't have a knight.
Yes. And I mean, I always find interesting that how do you take stock of material in this form of a game? You know what I mean? It's not so much about material. It's about your position and mating your opponent. So I mean, it makes you think a lot. I mean, even normal moves. I mean, you need more time to think. I'm not sure if you can blitz in this format yet. In this
Yeah,
type
no,
of game.
we're definitely in the beginning stages. Out. You
And
don't
and and
have
And
that
tell me,
out.
Calvin, what would you recommend, like in terms, I see yeah, that Lauren is actually moving a knight out quite soon, which looks really nice there in the center. But when would you try to get your dragon bishops into the game?
Well, I think that well, my personal feeling is that dragon bishops are worth quite a bit. I would estimate it between 6 and 7, maybe 7.5 points. So I would say the dragon bishop is just a bit lower than the queen. Maybe if you can get the dragon
Yeah.
bishop and an so I would prefer not getting my dragon bishops out too far because they can get targeted. Um,
Yes.
they can get targeted, so they precious to you. So you don't want to really get them out too early. They can, and also the longer the game goes on, the more open the position gets, and when position opens, the position is really open. The close positions, the dragon bishops sometimes tend to feel like normal bishops because you need to have a straight movement. The dragon bishops, the downside of it is they can't jump. Welcome to Kitonsky in the chat box, by the way. We are nice and early here in morning starting our stream, so welcome Kitonsky, also a fellow streamer. So yeah, Lance, I think I'm back now fully. I got everything sorted.
Yeah.
Commentators sitting next to each other again. The queens are facing off there. So just to recap, it's 15 minutes aside with a 15-second increment. The reason why I keep on trying to say 5 because I had my tournament a week ago and it was 15 minutes. But this event is 15 plus 15, and it's our first match of the tournament. It's a double round robin. With the white pieces, it's Lauren Willenberg, and with the black pieces, it's a Robyn van Niekerk. So now that we've got all of that behind us, Lance, yes?
Yeah, no. I just wanted to ask. I mean, the ladies playing today, have they played this before in a tournament play, or is this their first official tournament?
I think this is probably the first official event of PC30. So this is so no tournaments prior to this.
Oh, the other time on your show you had a match. It wasn't a tournament. It was an introduction. So this is the first.
Yes. So yeah, like you mentioned earlier, Lance, the white knights do look kind of nice in the center. I think white played pawn to f3 to support that knight. Also probably just to get the dragon bishop out from g1. Pawn to g6 played, so that now allows dragon bishop on f8 to move, and the dragon bishop on g8, because the dragon bishop on g8 can move now forward and then choose its direction sideways, diagonal.
I mean, it's...
So, okay, we still have you on the same spot, Lance. Don't got you.
Is it okay? I thought maybe it changed all in all completely. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it seems like white has a bit more space, which looks nice. White does seem to have a nice prospects for the knights. Knight on e4 can go to c5, and the knight on d3 can also go to c5. Like you mentioned or asked earlier, Lance, outposts are very powerful, important, because if you have established a nice outpost for a knight, then the only guy that can remove that knight is a knight. So essentially there can be a lot of exchange sacrifices. Good morning, Brett the Rock. Welcome to the show. We are starting with the first match. Yes, Lance?
Yeah. So Kelvin, you're saying that it's at times you might give away your dragon bishop for a knight, if need be. Or,
if need be,
would
you would really hesitate to do that, because like I said, I would consider the dragon bishop 7 points. But if you have to, sometimes if there's no other, if you don't have a knight left, as in you don't, you perhaps want an exchange, you give up your knight for a rook. You don't have knights left. One knight left establishes it on an outpost. Who's going to get rid of that knight? And the knight, we all know the knight in the middle of the board in an outpost can be very powerful. Value can raise. So yeah, I think there's a lot of exchange sacrifices that's possible in this game. Dynamics is the key. But positional play is also important because of it to constantly be covering the space, not allowing your opponent pieces to right score. Flexibility in the post and initiative. Dragon bishops adding a lot more fuel to the fire. A lot more attacks happen there.
Yeah, because I think maybe as well. I mean, you would like to get your other dragon bishop also out from the back rank. Maybe try c4, c3, and try to connect the rooks. What you would do in normal chess. So But it's still tough, as you said. It's about not also giving your opponent squares as well. If that knight's getting to dangerous positions, you can be in a bit of a bind.
Yeah, you're right. And yeah, I like White's position here, Lance. Because White has a lot more space. If you think about it, just naturally, Dragon Bishop E3 or F2 or even to E2. So just for the viewers out there that are maybe new to the show, the Dragon Bishop, it moves like a bishop, normal bishop, but it can also move like a Chinese knight, a Chinese chess knight or horse. They call this Yangi, or yeah, apologies for my pronunciation, but Zhangji horse, which is basically a straight movement, and then after the straight movement, a diagonal movement. Always a straight movement first, and then a diagonal uh, direction after that, and it cannot jump over anything. So the dragon bishops, they can't jump over anything. So the dragon bishop on G1, it can move to E2 via the F1 square, and it goes diagonally to E2. So black plays knight to D7, trying to cover these vital squares in the center, E5 and C5. And just to give another example, the dragon on G3 is not protecting E4 right now, because the pawn on F3 is in the way. So he cannot jump over. But for instance, let's say someone captures the knight on E4 and the white captures back with the pawn, then the dragon bishop on G3 would be protecting the pawn. All of a sudden, there would be space.
Yeah. So it's basically protecting twice. I mean, if the bishop is then involved.
Yes, but the bishop has to capture last. It cannot capture first at the. So yeah.
It makes you think, if you want to calculate a mating combination at times,
Yes.
a lot of things have to work out for you.
Crazy, actually, the dragon tactics that I've seen. It's a lot that we need to still learn. The event that I played in was a huge eye opener, and it's like you're starting chess all over again with these fresh tactics, Lance. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You need to there's very cool and dangerous dragon tactics going forward, but there's even maneuvers sometimes that you miss with the dragon actually protecting stuff. So lots and lots to learn, and maybe this tournament will give us more ideas on how to handle these bishops, dragon bishops.
Finally, the dragon bishop goes on to the more stereotypical fianchetto position.
Yes. Dragon bishop to G7 played. What is white going to do next? Long castle an option maybe? Or keep it flexible? Get your G1 dragon bishop out?
I think maybe put the dragon bishop, say, maybe on an E2 maybe? Or
E2, I like E2, because then it covers the F4 E2. Square. On E3, it might not have the options it wants.
Yeah, maybe don't want to also have it too much in the line of fire there as well. I don't know.
Or maybe, yeah, I like that move, dragon to E.
And then long castle maybe, and then slowly go forward, I guess.
Yes, and of course, white can also delay castling and just see what's happening. So
what is black's plan here? I mean, what is black trying to aim here? Was having the knights on D7 and
I think E6. Black first of all just wanted to equalize. Black's task here is to just neutralize, because white's pieces are standing nicely. The dragon to E2 is played by Lauren, so she's keeping it flexible. And of course, I think another problem for black would be the dragon on G8. That's maybe one of black's biggest problems right now, because black has some control of the center, but he would like to castle. That dragon needs to come out. So perhaps I'm thinking maybe pawn to F6, Lance. Pawn to F6, play dragon F7 and castle. I mean, that king would have some protection with those two dragons in front of him, but not the most adventurous setup. But I think perhaps that F5 is also a possibility.
I just feel, yeah, maybe F5 and maybe
But that would leave, you
would
see,
open up some weaknesses.
yes, on the positional side, that E5 square is not looking great thing. I don't think I tend to F6 probably. That's what. But okay, there's lots of other things that can happen as well. For instance, a move like H5 is also popped up in my mind. Maybe to just discourage that dragon on G3. H5 threatening H4 perhaps. Queen on
Yeah, just
D8.
getting a bit more space.
Queen on D8 is maybe struggling to find a nice square. Maybe B6 is an idea. 5. Not sure if black would want to long castle here. So yeah. Just to the viewers out there, if you're new as well, if you're watching, if you want to chat in the chat box, give us a shout over there. If you can't type in the chat box, just make sure to press the follow button, and that will enable the chat.
I mean, Calvin, in a normal game, let's just look at some possibilities. Yeah. If you were playing white, maybe you would want to be looking at planting your knight, say on E5, maneuvers like that, if possible, with some preparation, or knight F4 maybe. But of course, castling would be one of the big moves here for white. I think maybe white.
Yeah, so yeah, I agree with you. Knight E5, knight F4, all of these moves, interesting. Castling. I don't know if I would go in immediately with exchange, allowing some exchanges.
I mean, if you play, yeah, if you play
okay,
F5,
it is black's move right now.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, if black plays F5, does white really want to play the knight forward to C5? You don't want to be exchanging because
yeah,
you'll be
you'll lose
opening
that
up
square.
those
I don't think F5 is good. I might be wrong, but F5, then white probably needs to go like D2 perhaps. F5, knight D2.
Yeah.
The knight can go to C4, establish the outpost on E5.
Yeah.
That would be a difficult situation now for black. Robyn needs to decide what to do. It's a matter of space. And she's on 7 minutes. And Lauren is on 10. And Robyn finds pawn to F6, so
I like that. I like it.
Solid, and yeah, probably intending dragon to F7 and getting ready to castle. But yeah, Lance, like I said, the dynamics in this PC30 is so. Sometimes it can be very harsh. You might have the initiative now, and if you slip up one moment, the initiative can just swing very quickly to the other side. I've fallen victim to that many a times where I think I'm just much better in a normal chess position. It's time to squeeze or grind down the win. Then if you slip up once, then I mean the main problem for me, I think, is getting or adjusting to the dragon tactics. So yeah, the dragon tactics is something to watch out for. Dragon tactics can really come in quickly.
Yeah, it's amazing that no one has so far. I mean, the game is quite new. Imagine you have these sharp openings where you just go into tactics immediately. At the moment, people are just feeling it out and trying to figure out which ways are more solid.
Yes.
I haven't looked at the riskier ones yet.
Yes, but and yeah, it's new territory for everybody. The game that Daniel Barish and myself showed on my channel maybe a month ago or so was it started off with the normal chess position. So the position, the king was in the middle, rooks and everything started normally, and he started off with D4. I played D5 and like classical opening, but it soon became crazy. So I think just that energy that the dragon bishops provide doesn't allow you to stand on one place. You got this urge to. I mean, if you own dragons, I don't know if you're a Game of Thrones fan, Lance.
Yeah. I mean, this is very supernatural. I would say these dragons. If you if you have to think of these pieces.
I mean, if you own dragons, then you kind of feel obliged to conquer the world. Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm myself also the Game of Thrones fan. I won't mention anything about the last season, the way it ended. um,
Yeah,
but
but I mean, if you even look at, I mean, this tournament, it's a lot of queens playing here. So are they playing to be Khaleesi?
yeah, I was gonna say actually the probably I would claim this is now my unofficial claim that the winner of the tournament, Mother of Dragons, Khaleesi.
Yeah, yeah. I think
So
it should be suitable.
okay, so after a6, Lauren plays rook to d1. Very solid move. Of course, the rook is x-raying the queen on d8. Just looks natural. Looks good. Support in the center. White can sometimes even think about playing c4 right moment. And yeah, okay, that takes away the flexibility on castling on both sides. But I guess castling long wasn't the best option. Could maybe give chances, get the chances to attack. So yeah, and Robyn now plays a bit more practical and just plays the Dragon of 7 quickly. Probably the most obvious move over there. And I'm expecting castling from Lauren. But she
Yeah,
can surprise
castles.
us. Maybe pawn to h4. The king could sit on f2. Let's see what Lauren is going to cook up here. And she castles. So we've got a solid paced game here for round 1, Lance. The two players feeling each other out.
Yeah,
The
well,
dragons are just basically circling around in their own territory. Um,
I mean, what I like about White's one, especially the one dragon bishop of White on g3 is so beautifully placed on this diagonal over there, and maybe also, if need be, it's eyeing the king as well.
yes, yes.
So
Yeah, the dragon
yeah,
bishop on g3 is, I mean, the queen, black queen
but
would like
I
to sit
also
on
think
c7. Yeah.
yeah, but Calvin doesn't it get a bit messy once you exchange knights in this position?
Yeah. I mean, there's so, you know what? The interesting thing is the thing that I haven't seen too much is
Yeah,
a lot of end games because it's such a harsh environment. Pawn to f4 on the board, maybe
yeah,
f5 is a threat right now. But the end games are so interesting with the dragon bishops. Like I said, the dragons become so powerful when the board opens up. In fact, in that first game when I played the Barish, it was a crazy game. I felt
yeah,
like he was winning at some point, and then I was winning, and then it was messy. And at the end, we played some end game, one of the rare end games that I played in that. He had a rook, one pawn or something, and I had a dragon and a couple of pawns. So I was completely winning. And then eventually I got all his pawns, and it was just his king on the one side. The rook was trying to check me from the other side. Then the dragon that I had was menacing his king in the corner and a pawn, and I was
yeah.
planning on slowly marching my pawns and bringing my king in. But in the meantime, with only one pawn close, another one a bit further away, I checked him with my dragon. Then realized actually mate already. So so the dragon actually, there's a couple of interesting mates, new check mates with bishop. That so I think there's still a lot to discover in the end games. The question is how to get to the end games. So maybe with more experience with this game, people will start to realize not only how to attack but how to neutralize and defend. That's how the evolution of chess happened. People in the romantic era was just they were going crazy, attacking, going for mate, not thinking about long-term stuff. And eventually, um, Steinitz and these came and said, no, but I can defend. I can take your material and defend. Um, welcome, Roland. Coach Roland, welcome to the show. Roland says T.2. Can you please explain? I'm not sure what that means. Lance, I don't know. Maybe you're better at encoding here. T.2. This is the first match we're playing.
Ooh.
And yeah, I think White played f4 last. Queen to b6. So the black queen finally gets developed. Is White going to play pawn to f5? Try to open up some lines immediately. I think maybe Black's problem is that e pawn now could be backward. If you look at this position from a normal chess perspective, that e
Yeah,
pawn
but I
is a
mean,
long-term problem.
yes, Yeah, but I mean, also white might also be considering maybe just tucking the king into the corner if you want to just make a
Yeah,
move.
prophylaxis, the good old faithful. That's my favorite move, Lance. King H1. Don't ask me why, but it's just a nice. It's like a warm move. You hug yourself. You play King H1. It's just beautiful. So, but anyway, I think yeah, like they say that Gary Kasparov also used to tuck his king away into the corner before the final onslaught. But yeah, okay. So Coach Roland says 2 dragon bishops are better than a queen? Question mark. Yes, I would definitely say so. Okay, F5 on the board, by the way. So Lauren is sparking up some
F5,
attack here with
wow.
F5, hitting the knight, trying to open up lines. Yes, so the 2 dragons is, I think, way better than a queen, especially on an open board. I would consider the dragon to be worth between 6 and 7 points, maybe. So maybe a dragon bishop and a minor piece is already enough. Dragon, okay, right. I would consider. So yes, definitely 2 dragons way better than. On to F5, what is Robyn going to do? Move the knight and black considered capturing. Oh, if you capture, then the dragon on G3 you would capture by. I was the whole time looking at the text F5. Dragon on G3 would capture. I don't think that is a black needs to have this. G5 doesn't look possible, mate. But
Yeah,
probably
I mean,
C7. The queen has the job of protecting. Could be some problems. And I mean, I don't
yeah,
want to
but
put the knight on D8 either.
yeah, but why if you play D7? I mean, a knight on C7, try to get into D5 maybe, or
Yeah, maybe
I'm
that.
just a bit worried about that queen maybe not having a lot of space there on the queen
Yeah.
side.
No, that's black's main problem is the space. And Tyler, welcome Tyler. Tyler Nevin says G takes F5. So he says bring it on. Pawn takes pawn. If dragon takes F5, of course the dragon won't be threatening the dragon bishop on G7 yet, since there is a pawn on F6 blocking him. But he will be threatening the diagonals and even the H6. Not sure if I would like to allow that. I'm not sure if I would like to allow that dragon bishop at scope. But yeah, okay. Yeah, by the way, guys, how is the sound levels? Is it okay? I am not at my usual recording space. Tyler and the rest, how is the audio's fine? Is our audio okay? Okay, pawn takes pawn was played, so Tyler's suggestion was chosen. And dragon takes
So-
F5 on the board.
So Calvin, the dragon is eyeballing the other dragon bishop.
Not
It
really
goes to
yet.
the side. It can't go to. It goes forward, right?
So if you look at
side and forward.
yeah, if you look at that position now, Lance, the dragon
Yeah.
on G7 can capture the dragon on F5, but the dragon on F5 cannot capture the dragon on G7 because of the F6 pawn was in the way. So there's some
Yes, so-
interesting dynamics, but the
yeah.
exchange happens.
Change
Rook takes
happens,
F5.
okay. Maybe some people are just maybe want the position to be a bit more how do you call it, more simple by exchanging one dragon
That's
bishop.
of course another strategy. I mean, if the position allows it, and you top of all get into normal chess position. So there's still lots of normal chess characteristics in the game. Thanks, Monster Fruck, for telling us the audio is fine. Thanks a lot. And thanks, Coach Roland, again. He says streaming is fantastic. Thanks so much. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And okay, Rook takes F5 on the board. So Lauren is creeping up closer. Robyn says, okay, I'm going to put my dragon bishop on G6. She's threatening the rook on F5. Knight on E6 maybe is destined to go to G7 lance. I don't know. I'm just that solid type of player. I want to put pieces in front of my. I'm thinking maybe knight G7 in the cover the king.
Well, that knight doesn't have a lot of scope of going forward, so it should try to go to G7.
Knight to G3 on the board, protecting the rook, and of course the dragon is worth more than the rook most of the times. So this is a very clear instance where in normal chess you would probably think about hacking that rook on f5. On the other hand, here the dragon bishop on g6 is more valuable, so you don't want to capture that rook. Knight g7 on the board. Tyler, there are two light square bishops sometimes, because unlike normal chess, the dragon bishops can actually change color. So with an Jangi horse maneuvers, with the knight-like movements, they can change colors. That's why that happened.
And you know what, Kelvin? Suddenly it looks like maybe even black might look at breaks like c5 here as well, maybe.
Yes, c5 or even e5, things can get very crazy quickly, because I mean the momentum, or it looked like white was looking very good, but like I said, things can change quickly depending on and the dynamics are so rich. And something funny in the chat box, Lance, Roland says everything is clear. Happy to hear that audio and everything is clear except the chess is giving me a headache. So I'm hoping that's a nice headache for you, because it's not so fun this side. So yes, it does take getting used to. The tactics are way sharper. If you like attacking, if you like initiative, this is probably the game for you. The other nice thing, Lance, is that there's no engines.
Yeah.
You can't put this position on your stockfish, on your Komodo. You won't get a proper evaluation, because they they don't know how the dragon bishop moves. So right now the game is so fresh. We're back in the romantic era, I believe. We can call it the Game of Thrones era. Just killing and notes and trying to take everybody's throne from them. And there's no computer assistance. It is something that you consider. And this just takes a huge weight off your shoulders, from the player's perspective and of course from the organizers. So this is quite nice as well. So lots of perks for this game, and I believe there's still more to unlock. So
yes. But I think, as you also mentioned, you mustn't also forget about like a normal chess as well, because as soon as the bishops are off, then it's basically back to square one.
yes,
And I'm still a bit worried with that king on g1. As you said, maybe it's always good early, even before even going forward, just to tuck it in.
pawn to e5 on the
Sometimes
board.
you get to, and there we go. You see,
and by the way,
king h1.
Just by the way, Robyn is very low on the clock. She's on 52 seconds, but the increment kicks in afterwards, guys. Just to clarify that as well. For this is a new link that we've created. Of course, we're not playing on Leech, playing created link from the creator. So still in the beginning phase, yeah, and the increment kicks in afterwards. So you make your move, and then when you move your turn again, then that 15 seconds. Robyn is under pressure, because
that's
now,
a dangerous move, that Kelvin.
Yes.
You see it there. She's threatening
dragon is
basically
under
to
the fire there.
go to knight f5 maybe, and there's a lot of problems there. Or
I
knight
think White's got
h5.
some nice attacking possibility. And Robyn says, okay, I'm gonna allow you to take my dragon. She's gonna try to just
serious.
move up a pawn. I think it was very dangerous to retreat. I mean, like I said, the initiative is so heavy, no ball effects. Backward, dragon bishop back somewhere, and maybe knight h5 or knight f5. Ooh, and now it's beginning to look very dangerous. That dragon is standing on d4 proudly. That was maybe unforeseen by black, because now black is actually the one defending here. Because I think she was maybe banking on rook takes dragon and pawn takes c3 check, discover check, something like that. Now maybe black on 15 seconds. Black maybe needs to play c5 or something. Oh yeah, c5 perhaps. Time is running out. Dragon f5 perhaps on the board. No, not. Black is almost out of time here. Ooh, and yeah, okay, and time is up, and Lauren takes this one. Very nice position for white. Yeah, black loses on time, unfortunately for Robyn. So let's try to get the players back on. You guys hear us? Get your.
Yes.
All right, Lauren, can you hear us as well? just try to unmute, please. Can the both players hear us?
Yes.
Okay, great stuff. So well done, Lauren, on your victory in the first game of the tournament. Tough luck, Robyn, losing on time there. But I think, yeah, White was doing good over there, black on the back foot. Interesting game. Things started off slowly. And yeah, let me maybe first start off with you, Lauren. What's your thoughts on the game?
It's like you don't know what your plan is initially. You're just trying to get your pieces coordinated, I suppose. And then also you don't even know which side you're gonna castle. So I was contemplating castling queenside at one stage as well. So yeah, I think it was a solid game. And then just towards the end, just started pushing a bit on the king side. And then your time obviously is a factor.
Okay, and then your final feeling about this position. It seems like you're doing.
Yeah, I think
What
well,
would
I'm
be your
attacking
next
here, and
idea next?
well, I definitely want to bring my other rook into the game as well as my queen, and maybe bring my knight closer. So
I just have I just have a question for you there as well. I mean, what would you have done if the dragon bishop, if it just dropped back? Would you have gotten your rook, or would you have just gone forward with your attack? Maybe knight f5, maybe.
are you talking about in this position here?
Yeah, in this position, yes.
Yeah, no, definitely. 95 looks good.
Could possibly also just take the dragon bishop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
No,
yes, no, yeah. Yes, I would, I don't know, I'd like to keep the pressure. So I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, okay, thanks, Lauren. And yeah, I just checked the time, by the way. We probably a bit late for the. But Robyn, what's your thoughts on the tough to lose on time? Maybe you need to check on that.
I feel like in the beginning, I gave her enough time to get a lot of space. So I felt like I was playing on the back the whole time, and my pieces were bumping against each other. So that wasn't nice for me.
Yeah, it was a slow start, but you kind of got out of it, and maybe E5. I don't know if it was a bit early or something.
During the game, I didn't know where the best pieces were. Where my pieces were, because I felt it's like it was just bumping against each other. So I didn't know what to do for a while.
Okay, okay. So is that early feeling of chess again? So yeah, it's
We're
fun.
beginners again. It's a new variant. We're beginners.
Yes, yes, and that's fun. I mean, who doesn't want to go back to those days? Would have been amazing to go back. Yeah, you can't unlearn. So this is maybe something new.
Lauren, over here. Were you going to play rook takes dragon bishop? Would you have given up your rook? Were you planning on doing that? That is, look, that's why I didn't even mind when you attacked my rook with your dragon bishop, because I'm more than happy to take your dragon bishop and give my rook for it. I think in the attack, my dragon bishop would then be stronger. Yeah. Than the rook that I've got at the moment. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Lauren and Robyn. Thanks, Lance. Okay, so Lance is gonna stick around with us. We're gonna take a 5-minute break, guys. We're gonna go off air, but we will be back in the next 5 minutes so that we can catch up to the schedule. So the next match will be played by the next two queens. It will be who's got the white pieces. I must just make sure, but it will be Jessie February versus Khadija Latresh. And yeah, so stick around. We will go off air very quickly, but come back soon. We will start our next match, the next fight. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the entertaining match, ladies. See you later on.
Okay, bye.
Yes.
Hey,
Bye.